Well, good morning. How are you? Well, I went to church in San Bernardino, California, and um, I met this really nice guy, and I was in class. He came up to me, I went to the Mormon church. He goes, "Hey, you play the drums? You're a musician?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, you know what? I heard that you have experience in painting houses." I was like, "Yeah, and so which that isn't like nothing bad. That's a good job, a good company, carpenter, and he's a carpenter. His name's Manuel, and before that, I was a carpenter for 5 years with Jose, you know, and Jose he taught me a bunch of stuff and putting floors on houses and roofing, and I had this gun on my arm, and I had this nail gun, and I was nailing all this stuff. I didn't even like it, I hated it. I did framing. I would hold up walls, and then he would like hammer like the stuff for the people and all that. Which that company was good. And Manuel, he taught me how to tape windows and put paper, on the cement around the house, and paper around the fences, and paper and plastic on the windows. I had like a system. He taught me like a system of how to paint. I really liked it, and I would get the money, get paid, and go home, and then I would see him at church. I met him at the Mormon church in San Bernardino, Colton. That was the first time I ever seen him. I didn't know he lived in Colton, and he would like talk to me and joke with me and try to tell me all this stuff about jokes, and he would try to raise me, and which that was cool. But there came a company, called drugs and called marijuana and called speed and called Norcos, and that company, went around America, and all these families joined that company, and they were doing bad things, and that's the company that was whack. There was no life. The people were asking, crying for God and for church. It was terrible. It was the worstest nightmare, I ever had to live through in America.